Alright, so I am going to show you how I create these sort of layered models. This is a pretty simple one, but it'll have one layer, just the wolf. The second layer will be this green layer, which would be this first layer of trees, and then the top layer will be this other layer of trees. And I will make it available in the file section, and then if you want to support me, I'll leave a link to my Etsy page as well, but not required. Alright, so first thing, I'm going to get rid of this so we can start over and import my files. Import. I have an SVG just of the wolf. Cool. There we go. And then I also have an SVG for some trees. Sorry, let me find this. Yeah, we'll just use this one, this bear. And I'll show you how I trace it, and then remove and make the trees and resize them and everything. So we'll go ahead and trace image. And this one's pretty easy. So we'll just take that first layer. That looks good to me. I'll say okay. And gotta move this out of the way. Actually, let's do that third layer as well. Let's go ahead and trace. And we'll trace and we'll move our threshold. There we go. And it takes just this darker color. That looks good. Okay. Now we're gonna kind of just move our bear out of here. We don't need it anymore. So now we've got, see our base layer, our second layer, and our third layer. Cool. And I'm gonna get rid of a lot of these little pieces. We're gonna ungroup all this. There's a lot of these little tiny spots that it's just unnecessary to have it all in there. So I get rid of those, and the same thing with this. Oh, we gotta ungroup it. So you can see, like, if you're right now everything's grouped together, so I just right click, ungroup, and now we can select only kind of what we want. The next thing we're gonna do, we don't need the outline of the bear. We're gonna move it and make it the wolf. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of that, and I will show you how I do that. So we're gonna do a boolean operation. So we'll select this guy and this guy. So to select both of them, select this, hold the shift key, select that. Tools. Boolean is let's go with weld. Let's see what weld does. Yeah, that's what I suspected. Okay, sorry, this has to be closed. Sorry, Lightburn's not my first software. I'm not. So there's some features that I'm just not familiar with. Anyway, let's just do this again. We're just gonna draw a box and close it, and then press the escape key. Now the boolean should work just fine. So select both of them, tools. I like this boolean assistant. It shows you exactly what's going to happen. Really easy. So that one right there is what we want. We just want the trees. Cool. And we're going to do the same thing for this one. And I think I'm going to try a different way. Yeah, let's go like that. Draw a bunch of separate lines. And I think we can just say cut. Maybe not. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. We're going to get rid of that ugly line here in a second anyway. So then we select the whole thing. Tools, Boolean Assistant, and there we go. Cool. Now, we're going to need 3 copies of this, so I'm just going to put all these on the same layer for right now. Let's say all of them on one. Let's delete that, and delete that. And then we're also we're gonna do 3 layers. So this one, so let's select the wolf, copy, Control C, Control V. So it gives us, we want it right on top. Why wouldn't it? Okay. So we want to move one of them to another layer. So select it, layer 2, and then we're going to turn that off. And then we're going to select it to get another one. Control C, Control V. And let's move that one to layer 3. So another thing we can do to make sure they're centered up, I can move it like that. Select the first one, and then select the one you want to align it with. Range, align centers, and then they move right on top of each other. Cool. So let's turn that one off as well. All right, cool. So now we've got our 3 layers. They should all be on the same. Let's just make sure that second one. Yeah, it's a little bit off. That's okay. Arrange, align, centers. Cool. And now they're all aligned. Cool. So layer 1 is going to be our bottom layer. So I'm actually going to turn that off. The first layer with the wolf is layer 2, so we'll call it that. And there we go. Let's take this guy. Let's make this a lot bigger. And that's a little bit too big. We're gonna just kind of stretch it however you want. I'm also going to put this on layer 2. There we go. I'm going to turn off layer 1. And you can kind of stretch this until you get it to how you want it to look. And then we're going to get rid of, let's see. I could also rotate it a little bit. I just kind of play with this until I get it to how I want it to look. Cool. Let's go with that for now. Now we need to edit some nodes. And we're going to do the exact same thing as we did before, but this time, let's we need to move everything outside of the, like so. That. This is probably going to give us some problems. Let's move these on the inside. Delete a couple. So you can delete these nodes. That'll look fine. And you can also move them. You can go select all these, drag over it, and then kind of move it. That looks alright. Cool. And then the escape key will get you out of there. Alright. Now we're going to do the same thing. Select this one, select the wolf, and in this scenario we're going to get rid of this whole top part. So we're just going to have actually, so I'm trying to think of how I want this to look. I think I want this. So right now it would only do the legs and then the trees. I think I want it to be a little bit more stretched out. So this is going to be the I'm sorry, this is going to be we want this a little bit. This is going to be that second layer. I'm sorry. So we want a little bit more of this wolf in there. You know what? We're going to start over. If you didn't know, Control Z undo is undo. Sorry, I thought we were doing the third layer for a second. Okay. Now we're back to where I wanted to be. All right, let's kind of move this around. That doesn't look bad. I'd probably mess with this a little bit more, but we're just kind of. I'll before I put it online, I'll play around with it and make it look all nice. But for now, I think this'll work. So we want to make sure that these are outside, and then select tools, boolean assistant, and remember I said we're gonna get rid of the top half of the wolf, right? Boom, there we go. So now we turn on this blue one, and we got our first and second layer. Cool. Now let's do the third layer. This one, and it's gonna be the third layer. We're gonna turn off this guy, this guy, this guy. Turn on, and output will make it a little darker. I'm actually gonna move this to a different layer so it's a little bit darker. A little easier to see there. Cool. Okay, so here's the third, or the top layer, and we're gonna kind of do the same thing as we did before. Let's turn on the second layer, and then we'll lock it. Actually, you know what I forgot to do? Oh wait, okay, cool. Let's lock this one. Lock selected shapes, and that way we can't change anything. Cool. And we'll turn on this layer. Cool. And now we can edit. And we're just gonna make this look how we want it to. And I said before, so we can edit some nodes. Maybe we'll move this down. Trying to figure out what I want to do here. Maybe something like that. How does that look? Okay, and then we have to pull our nodes and make sure they're all outside, or we have a box outside. Oh, so it's going to be a few more. See what that looks like. Cool, and let's turn off this other second layer so we can mess with this one a little bit more. Cool. Let's move this up a little bit. We could also add some more trees onto the tail here, things like that. But for now, and then I will do that in the for the final piece before I post it. But this is kind of just to get you going, and maybe you can try it on your own. And I'll post these. I'll post the bear, the trees, and the wolf SVG, and I have a moose as well that I'll post, and you can give this a try on your own. Oh, we gotta fix this one too. This is gonna give us trouble. You know what? Let's just delete these. This is all gonna go away anyway. Something like that. There. I highly suggest watching some videos on node editing and what what a Bezier curve is, and things like that. And I think you'll be a lot pretty happy with what you learn in those videos. Cool. And again, we want to do the boolean, so tools, boolean assistant, and we'll do, nope, not that one this time. Nope. Yep, and there we go. Say okay. And then we go and turn on our other pieces. And there you go. And then I would also, I would play around. I would probably cut these vectors, add some more trees to the tail maybe. I would clean these up. I locked them. So to unlock a vector, you just click on it, right click, unlock, and then you can edit these shapes again. And I would just probably make this. There's a lot of extra nodes in here that I don't need. If you hover over a node and press the D key, that'll delete it. There's just a lot of extra nodes that you really just don't need in some of these, but anyway, you get the point. I would probably just turn those to not smooth nodes, and make it all look nice, and I will do that before I post it. But there you go. For now, yeah, again, I'll put the files for you to play around with and in the file section. Cool.